What's up, y'all? You're now listening to the What Now podcast. I'm Dr. Spencer Dupre, owner of Empower Chiropractic.
And I am Dr. Zach Thompson, owner of Within Chiropractic. The purpose of this podcast is to document and share the experiences of two young business owners as we open our own brick-and-mortar chiropractic practices. Join along as we discuss all of our wins, our losses, insights, and the many, many lessons we learned.
As a disclaimer, none of this is ever intended to be medical, legal, or financial advice. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the What Now podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Dr. Spencer Dupre with Empower Chiropractic, with my buddy, Zach Thompson, within Chiropractic. Big news and an update from last week's episode. Zach, why don't you tell everybody about your big win?
Big win over the weekend. I ran 16 miles. Oh, wait, no, it's a different win.
That's a huge win. Talk about that too.
That was really hard. My knees finally stopped hurting today. So that was pretty fun. Grueling on the mindset, but that's why I'm doing the marathon training. Excited to share more about that maybe in a later episode. But I think I mentioned last week that we were at the time nominated for Best New Business in Colleyville. And I am excited to announce that we were awarded Best New Business in Colleyville as of last week at the Colleyville Chamber Luncheon or Awards Banquet.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Spencer and I talked about celebrating wins on each episode. So that is my win for sure. It felt awesome. I will share, it was pretty funny. So I've been to like a last awards banquet, if you say like that kind of thing, was my senior year of high school for football. When like I was the oldest one, right? And so going to a chamber awards banquet where most people are 45, 50, 55, 60. Like these people got kids that are going to college, and I'm 26. Felt very out of place. I had to put on a suit jacket, dress pants, that whole thing, which is not my style. But wanted to rock it, wanted to not necessarily fit in, but just look like we were someone that was worthy of winning the award. And yeah, it was really uncomfortable. When they were announcing the nominees, my heart was beating out of my chest. I didn't realize how badly I actually wanted to win the award. So it was an honor to get up on that stage and accept that. So we're still riding that high, and we probably will for a little bit.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. It's really cool. Yeah, big win for me. Honestly, one of the biggest wins that I've experienced recently was yesterday actually at our Improver luncheon. Having you go up there and say a prayer over the entire just the event. Yeah, dude, that's a big win for me. Just to be able to see your development spiritually and as a Christian and your walk through Christianity, and just seeing you as a close friend of mine who always wanted to, see you saved and really embrace who Jesus Christ has, what he's done for you, and then who God has you called to be, and just being able to just seeing you step into that and being at an event where you speak over the entire thing is really cool. And that's awesome. And I'm super proud of you for that. And that's a win for me, is to be along the journey and leading people to Christ and just seeing you develop into that. That's a big win for me. That's really cool.
Yeah, that was definitely another moment where I did not feel prepared or like I was fitting in. It was, as Spencer alluded to, I wasn't a Christian for majority of my life, really up until I was 23 or 24. And so when Justin Winstead, the Improver coach, asked me to pray over his Mardi Gras luncheon, I was like, oh shoot, yeah, I guess I can do that. And so it was cool to have Spencer, who was someone that guided me to Christ. He met me when I was, I don't know if Spencer had known me when I was a non-believer, but he's definitely seen me along my walk, and we went to the same church for a long time together, and we're in Bible studies. And Spencer has read this book once or twice, Wild at Heart, that we've had a lot of conversations with other dudes about, and yeah, just some awesome experiences with Spencer along my walk. So it was fun to be there and share that with you as well.
Yeah, and kind of reflecting back on that yesterday, like I'm always one to I really like seeing other people win more so than seeing myself win. Like when others win, that's a win for me. And, that's so cool. And then talking to practice members about how it's like, oh yeah, like, thank you so much. Like you did this for my son. Like, mom told me today, like, yeah, my son's bedwetting, which was one of the reasons that they came in. He hasn't had an episode in 2 weeks and he's more confident. He's, more engaged. He's, just moving a lot better, like throughout the world, like without this anxiety of, wet in the bed all the time, or, it doesn't seem like he's moving with something to hide. And being able to hear that is awesome. And they said, thank you so much for what you do. And it's like, no, thank you so much for giving me a chance to help them realize like what their potential is. And that's so cool. A win for other people is a win for me. And that's really awesome.
That's really cool, man. That speaks of your servant heart. And I would say the same for me. It's really exciting to hear you share those stories. And I think that'd be a fun little topic to dive into quickly, I guess, is how celebrating practice members' wins is so vital. I think I don't even want to say like practice to success, but just like community outreach. I think being able to, like when someone tells you they overcame something, or they're back in the gym, or they're no longer experiencing, even if it's low back pain or things like that, like really celebrating that, because no one else is, right? They might tell their spouse and their spouse is like, cool, nice. Told you to do that 6 months ago, or, finally that's gone, right? So really getting to celebrate with them and really enjoy their excitement and be excited for them, be excited with them. And always point it back to them, I think would be my biggest suggestion, especially as you get into practice. It can get weird at first hearing a lot of people like Spencer say, you did this, thank you for what you did. I don't know if that necessarily gets weird, but it can definitely get to your head. But know that, I always, in my progress game videos, I always try to give praise to their consistency and their willingness to continue to show up. That way it is them. If they didn't show up, nothing would happen. Maybe placebo, but that's a whole nother realm. But like really allowing them to start to celebrate themselves, because that's something that our world does not do nearly enough. I know I don't do it enough. I'm saying that and I'm thinking like I'd never celebrate my wins. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, on that topic, it's like one of the first lessons that they teach you in the Camp Ozark training. Camp Ozark was like a huge part of my life and really helped me, claim like radical identity in Christ and really own my relationship with God, but also it like really sparked my passion to work with kids and to really be just a place where like not only the parents can like bring kids to like feel confident, but also to like talk one-on-one with kids and help them be confident. So like my niche was really like that, like fit like 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old age. That's where I really like connect best like with those kids. And being able to see them like just build an identity in Christ like through that. But anyway, what they say, like the motto is fit, right? Be fit. First is third, right? So your first person self is the third order in your priority of glory, right? First give glory to God, give glory to others, and then give glory to self. And, I feel like that's a really big principle that I'm trying to embody when celebrating the wins with practice members. Like today, even though we are primarily kids practice, I have this older guy that I take care of who works in my building, and man, he's so nice and he's so awesome. And he was telling me, one of the things that he's like, I just can't bring my leg up. I can't bend my knee enough to put on my shoe. And he's like, that's really tough for me. It's like, I start my every morning with a struggle, literally just to get dressed. And it's like, man, that's tough. And he's, we're 6 visits in with him, and today's actually his birthday. And he's like, hey, I have to show you something before we get started today. I was like, oh, what's up, man? I was like, oh, dude, he's going to complain or something like that. And he threw his leg up on his knee, and he's like, this is the first time I've done this in 10 years. And it's like, whoa, dude. I was like, well, happy birthday, man. You deserve that. And that's so cool, like just small things like that, and really making sure it's like, yeah, I did that to you. And what's really even better is that we've only adjusted him with the activator. And that's really cool. Yeah, to see that. And so
for those that might not know what an activator is, Spencer is not doing your typical Instagram or TikTok adjustment that you see. It's very much instrument assisted. It's much more powerful, but for the mechanism itself, it's basically like he's clicking a pen to the person's back, but at a much higher velocity with a lot more
force
and everything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's really cool, man. All the way from you're really doing from the womb to the tomb type of care.
That's cool. That's right. It's really cool.
Really cool.
It's really neat.
That's really cool.
So on the topic of the videos and stuff that you see, talk to us a little bit about it. Social media king Zach, talk to us about your adjusting videos and what you are doing and the strategy that you're implementing. Because I think sometimes, depending on the space that you're in, they get either a really good or bad rap. And tell us a little bit about your lens on that.
Yeah, so first off, I'm definitely not a social media king. That is a big reason why I mentioned earlier partnering with Travis Stewart to learn more on social media marketing. But I am a big proponent and big fan of posting adjusting videos, especially when, you could post it whether you're a doctor or not, you earned it. But when you've put in a lot of time and a lot of training and your care is different and can be conveyed that way through videos, I think it's an awesome way to show yourself in your community. I wasn't like overly sure on it for a little bit, and then as of the last few weeks, once we've started getting some more traction, I've really started to see the value in it, and the fact that there are people that are scared of the adjustment, or they've heard about chiropractic adjustments from their friends, but I think we have like a 6 or 7% of the population sees a chiropractor. It might be higher these days, but that's a really low number. And social media is one of the easiest ways to put your style of adjusting out there. Are there bad, like cringe-worthy videos of adjusting? Absolutely. But that's every type of work, right? Every work has someone that's doing a bad thing, right? There's dudes jacking up haircuts. There's lawyers that are scam artists. It's similar to what Justin Winstead, the improver coach, talks about. He's like, when I was young, I thought rich people and wealthy people were bad dudes that were stealing money from other people, and that's what you can think of when it comes to a lot of like the adjusting videos. Is these guys are scammers. They're just posting their videos. But I just have Joshua, my CA, office manager, grab my phone. We ask typically a week or 2 weeks beforehand, like, hey, we're seeing some great results with your style of care. Would it be cool if we filmed you getting adjusted? More often, people are like, oh, yeah, let's do it. If it's a woman, they're like, okay, just remind me the day before so I can do my makeup. I'm like, that's not really what it's about. But, that's what they care about. So people get really excited, and then when someone does watch a video, if it has the right messaging, it can hit home for them. One of our first practice members had severe headaches, and in the caption I talked about chiropractic helping with headaches through a chiropractic adjustment video, and he has been with us ever since, and he has said his life has changed. So I think it can, when done properly, when you're not doing the ring dinger on people just trying to get views. When it comes from a place of service, like anything else, it can be super, super essential. So that's my 2 cents or 4 minutes of my thoughts on posting adjusting videos.
Nice. Yeah. I feel like with anything, it's how you frame it. If, I don't know. It all comes down really back to your brand and who your target audience is. If your target audience if you feel like your target audience is congruent with watch them get cracked, then dude, by all means do it. If your target audience is not like that, then, figure out kind of what's more congruent for you. That is something that I ran into as well. And being a solo dolo practice, it's a little harder for me because I don't have a Joshua yet, to be like, hey, so can you video this for me? And I feel like it's not as congruent with my brand to like set up a tripod or something and then do an adjustment, a video, and then like logistically like angles would be weird and everything. And The way my office is shaped, it would just be a lot of butt shots. Like it would just be like straight looking like from the feet up of the table a lot, and that would be weird. So until I can get somebody to like come in and like move the camera, I feel like I don't want to do videos like that. Just because I don't want to do the butt shots or have like the camera like pointed over them as they're like getting adjusted, because that time is for them and it's not for me. And to like quote like set up a rig and stuff like that is, I feel like, incongruent with the experience I'm trying to have.
Josh and I did set up a tripod and we adjusted him way back when, and it had our most views. So maybe there's some luck in the tripod. I don't know
maybe
the statistics there, but
but it's also Joshua and he works for you, so it's a different relationship than
much different.
Yeah, and you have a lot different shape space. So
I would also say he works with us. He works within. It doesn't work for me.
Did I say that? Yeah, he does work with you guys.
My language.
Yeah, I was honestly, with all the conversation, I actually spent more time talking to Joshua than I did you yesterday at the improver thing. And I'm thoroughly impressed with who he is as a guy. And he's a really awesome dude. And it's so cool to see like somebody get on the team and really embody everything that you really want in a CA, but really like do it with a passion and with clarity and with direction and drive. And so he's a really good dude, man. He's going to be very valuable for the culture that you guys bring. And
he's awesome. I've had practice members leave and they're like, I just want to know more about Joshua. I'm like, I do too, because I swear, like, we get in conversations, man, and this dude, for the audience that has never met Joshua, he was born in the Philippines and then was adopted to London. So Filipino-looking dude with a British accent that loves coffee and grew up most of his life in Utah. So it's just this big hodgepodge of an amazing human being, and he's really great at connecting with people and getting to know them, and it's really working out with him. So it's been awesome to see, but it definitely didn't happen overnight. But yeah, he's great. He's great.
Yeah, he's really cool. So, what do you feel? Do you feel like you have anything else to add on that?
Yeah, I would even encourage you, Spence, like have a buddy if you have it, or Caitlin come up with you on a Friday, and if you have 2 or 3 practice members that you're like, I'd like to get them adjusted on video, be like, hey, like we're really trying to grow our social media, but also grow our reach. And there's people like you looking for results like you, and I, would love to get you adjusted and recorded. How does Friday at this time, or whatever works for like you and Caitlin, or whoever can bring a phone up there and get it recorded. That way you can just slowly start the outreach without setting up your rig.
Yeah, it's just a tripod. But actually we have one of those planned for tomorrow.
Nice.
Little baby. Yeah, I'm just gonna get mom to video, and and then we'll get the baby to video mom. So
that'd be really dope. I'm sure in today's day and age, babies can actually do that.
Yeah.
With how well versed we are in technology.
I think so too.
But we get quite a few practice members from social media, but there's also been plenty that come in and like, I just want to get cracked. And I'm like, that's not us. I joke sometimes that we're Colleyville's best crack house, but but like that's more so like one-on-one. I don't ever market that. I wish I could go out and delete that I just said that, but I don't like just give people a quick adjustment and send them out the door. Everyone is still, if they want to, they're signing up for transformational care, and we're taking them through 3 to 6 months of adjustments to affect and change the overall function of the nervous system.
Okay, on a less serious note, and back to the crack house joke, what are some of the what are like some of the cringy chiropractic jokes that you've made before? I have one of them that like sits with me for a while, and my mom always brings it up. So what are some of the jokes that you have that are really cringeworthy about chiropractic?
I don't know if they're really cringy. Before I was dating Morgan, and I may or may not have spent time on dating apps. Bumble specifically, which if you don't know what that is, it's a dating app where the girl has to message the guy first. Having chiropractor in like my bio, the most common opening line was, "Hey, can you crack me like a glow stick?" And that was just the quickest swipe left. So thankfully for Morgan, there were quite a few people that said that, or else who knows, we might not be together. But that to me is always cringy. I don't know. I'm never really good at like recalling off the top of my head. So maybe once you start talking about yours, go ahead. Yeah, you look like you really want to say it.
It's so funny, man. My mom always talks about it all the time. But anyway, whenever I first decided to be a chiropractor, and I told my mom that my dream was to open my own practice, dude, this was probably like junior year of high school or something. And I told my mom, she's like, "What would you name your practice?" And I was like, "Oh man, it would be pirate themed, like Pirates of the Caribbean themed practice, and it would be called Polly's Practice, and the tagline would be Polly Wanna Crack You." And yeah, that's it, right? Cringe. And so anyway, yeah.
You were 16? That sounds more like something for a 10-year-old.
And that's why I'm a kid's chiropractor.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
I think your second practice should be Polly's Practice.
Well, that's what she says all the time. My mom says, if you ever move back to Louisiana, then you can open Polly's Practice. And I was like, yeah, that's tough.
If you don't, then I will open it in your name. I'll figure out how to do that through the government.
I think you should.
We'll have a DBA, Polly's Practice.
Yeah.
Shirts made, and then we'll just secretly mail them to your practice members on behalf of Empower Chiropractic, with maybe some saltines in there so that they can, yeah. That's pretty tough. My best friend and I in undergrad, Brian Legoo, he probably never listens to this, but if he does, it'd be cool. We were both in exercise science classes together. He's a physical therapist now, and he came up with, we had to create our own practice type thing. At the time, I still wanted to be a strength and conditioning coach, so I created a gym. Shout out Beast Coast, if that ever comes into fruition. If you don't get it, I'm from the East Coast, and I'm a beast, so I combined the two and turned it into Beast Coast. Man, this is just a tough last 5 minutes. Anyways, he came up with, and you've seen it before, but Thoracic Park. And as a physical therapist, instead of any crack jokes, he had the tagline of, when in doubt, you betcha, we'll stretch you. And it was just pretty good. And it was funny because we had to present this in front of our entire class. And he had told me, like, yeah, man, I'm going to end the presentation with you betcha, we'll stretch you. And I thought it was hilarious. He thought it was hilarious. And unfortunately, we were the only two in this like 50-person lecture hall to laugh. And that was tough, but it was good memories. He did not open Thoracic Park, nor is his tagline, "You'll bet you we'll stretch you." But that one's up there. I mean, the only reason I say the Crack House one, I'll give some kind of backstory. In my BNI, there we go. Yep, not even intended. I'm just now officially, I'm not a dad, but I make plenty of dad jokes. In my BNI, so my business networking group that I go to every Tuesday, there's a lady who makes cakes. And when she gets up, she says, "Hey, everybody, with Hot Buns and Cakes, I'm your local sugar dealer." And we go in alphabetical order. Her name is Sam. So my name starts with a Z. So I go 2 people after her. But there was a day where I went right after her. And so everyone was laughing at sugar dealer. And I stood up and I was like, "What's up, everybody? I'm your local crack dealer." And got a good laugh with the older folks. So I don't use that one ever again, because I don't want that to be a stigma. But I think it's okay to have fun and have some humility. That's just my personal beliefs. I'm a big fan of not taking yourself too seriously, and I think that can go a long way.
Yeah, I think that does go a long way. I mean, even Justin talked about it yesterday at our event. You know, he's saying like one of the biggest things is like, man, you gotta have some fun for a little bit. You gotta. I think it's so easy as like the young business owner to be like, man, everyone should take me so seriously. and you want to take yourself seriously, and then you take yourself too seriously. So, yeah, I thought that was fun. What are some of the ways?
That's like such a yeah. No, I mean that's. I don't mean to cut you off, but like,
No,
it's definitely a. I don't want to say it's like an epidemic of young professionals, but I think people will buy into your trust and take you more seriously, more so from your consistency in showing up, being a genuine human being, and not necessarily trying to put on this I'm serious, I'm a doctor type of thing. That's definitely there's a time and place for that, but I don't think it's when you're out in the community.
yeah, I hunt like 100% think like yeah, you just can't take yourself too seriously, like everybody. I mean, I make fun of myself all the time just because like you should, right? And if you can't like reflect and be like, okay, like the things that I'm doing are actually like kind of funny if from another lens, like then you're gonna always be worrying about other people's perception of you, you know.
You were gonna ask a question though, sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna ask you, were you able to say the French words on the screen yesterday?
No.
No? Oh,
I don't even remember what they were. I was so nervous about giving. I was getting over giving the prayer.
Well, anyway,
just kidding. I was in a deep. I had the itis, which if you're not familiar with itis, you need to eat more food. We were at a Mardi Gras luncheon, and they had Cajun food, and man, they had this bread pudding. I've never liked bread pudding before.
Oh, dude, that bread pudding was good.
I'll try it, and the bread pudding put me in a sleeper. I had glazed eyes for a good hour, 2 hours. After that, Cajun
donut
food,
mode.
I don't want to gas Spencer up, but I think Cajun food is easily top three foods out there.
Out of what? What's your other two?
Asia. I just think all of Asia like conquers it. Like there's not even
the largest continent on the world.
Yeah, but I think this is just such a oddball episode. But I mean, I think when you combine sushi. Chinese food, at least from the American standard, like orange chicken, I know is not like authentic Chinese. I mean, it might be. I've never been. But like Panda Express. And when you combine Thai food, sushi, Chinese food, and Indian food, like pho is pretty good too, so I don't want to leave any of the Asian countries out there. There's a lot. But that's just, you can't top that, personally. And then, like Northern American food is pretty good. I mean, I like all foods, but a good steak, potatoes, maybe some mac and cheese, and some Heinz A1 sauce. You can't go wrong with that type of meal either. So I would say those are the top three. It would be Asia, America, Cajun. Cajun is not American, so.
Oh man, this has been a good episode to talk about, not taking yourself too seriously, and that's good. Yeah, because we come on here a lot of times with an agenda, and now we don't. Yeah, this food yesterday was pretty good. It was not as authentic as you can get. It was good. The flavors were awesome. I'll take you to get some good Cajun food soon. We'll do that.
I'll make it to Louisiana. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, we have a friend that has a place right down the road that has good Cajun food. So I'll take you.
Okay. I'll take you up on that one day.
Cool.
But I'm very serious and I have a very busy schedule. So
yes.
People reach out to my people.
That's right. I'll have Joshua reach out to my people, who is me.
Yeah. So just as a recap, unless you have another question.
Yeah, I was gonna have one more question. What are some of the interactions that you've had with people recently that has filled your cup?
Wow. That's a great question. I would say Thursday last week, Joshua and I went out on our little, we got lunch together, and then we handed out some flyers for a workshop we did last night at the practice. And we had an interaction at this place, Go Organic Eats. And this woman was amazing. Like she like gave us a bunch of food to try for free, which was really amazing. Like $300 worth of food. And she makes super organic, clean food, and super grateful. But just the interaction was awesome. And then that that's really all that's coming to mind. I mean, anytime I haven't gotten much time with her, but anytime I get with Morgan, is amazing. And then I got to spend time with Travis Stewart and a bunch of chiropractic students over the weekend, so that was pretty cool. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't know. That was just a question that kind of just dropped in for me. I was like, man, maybe we'll ask that in the episode on a good note. For me, I've been talking to my grandparents a lot more consistently recently, and that's been great. I talked to my grandma for like an hour the other day, just driving home on the way, like in traffic, and then like sitting in the parking lot before I got home, and just talking to her about all the things going on back down the bayou, and a lot of the stuff going on in her church and everything, and just kind of seeing, it's interesting whenever you're older talking to your grandparents, because they don't, for lack of a better phrase in Cajun term, they don't like shash you as much, which just means they don't shelter you, and they don't they're like, oh, it'll be okay. They kind of let you into who they are as a person, and it's really neat to be able to get to know your family members on a deeper level. And just hearing my grandma and just talking to her about the different phases of life that she's going through, and hearing like what her plans are next after her quote like retirement, like taking care of all the other family members, as we're getting older. And so that's just really interesting. It's been really awesome, and I spent a lot of time with my grandma growing up, and so that really filled me up. It was really nice. And then I also got to talk to my grandpa too. It was just his birthday, and so we were talking about that. Yeah, he was telling me all about how he planted his okra and stuff the other day, and it's just nice to be able to connect with some family that I don't get to see all the time.
Nice, man. Seems like that was good for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll give a quick recap. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. We celebrated our wins, which was huge. Make sure you celebrate your win. And if you do repost this and you've made it this far in the episode, if you share this on your Instagram story, share your win that you've had over the past week, and we'll gladly celebrate that with you. And then we also talked a bit about why I personally feel it's important to post adjusting videos on Instagram as a growing practice. I think as a profession at large, unless you're doing the ring dinger, then please stop. And then after that, we talked about
celebrating wins with people.
That was big. And then, then we talked about cringy, back-cracking jokes. We talked about Thoracic Park as well as Polly's practice, which I think should happen at some point. And then we talked about what filled our cup. So all in all, a super, super awesome, super serious, super jam-packed episode. We really love getting to hop on and talk with y'all. It's amazing that people listen, to be honest. So, yeah. Yeah,
I had some people reach out that I connected with this week, and found out that they listen to our show as well, which is very surprising whenever people always say. So let us know if you do listen. We would love to connect with you and support you in all of your endeavors, and ask you about your cringy jokes and your favorite types of food. We also want to celebrate your wins, and we also want to just be a voice of support whenever you guys need it. But thank you so much for listening to the What Now podcast, and we'll see you next week. Peace.